Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Week 7 of the season for Shrewsbury High School football. After a couple games on the road, the Colonials are back home at David J. Adams Field at Central One Federal Credit Union Stadium in Shrewsbury. The 1-5 Colonials are coming off a very tough loss to Grafton, a game in which they were shut out for the first time since 2021. Defensively, they allowed over 300 rushing yards, and things aren't getting any easier, as tonight the Colonials are hosting the Leominster Blue Devils. Leominster is coming in at 5-1, fresh off a win against Wachusett, in which they put up 65 points. The Blue Devils are led by quarterback Osiris Lopez, who threw for over 300 yards last week, as well as having thrown for 3 touchdowns against Shrewsbury last season. Senior running back Xavier Cora scored 4 times on the ground last week for the Blue Devils and will look to make another huge impact tonight. It's a tough matchup with the Colonials, who will look to right the ship in front of the hometown crowd. Coach Aloisi and the boys look to get back to track in tonight's final home game of the regular season. Shrewsbury High School football coming right up. It'll be Andrew Stum on the kickoff here for Shrewsbury to lead things off. Leominster's got 2 back deep. Sorry, that's Diego Jacobo on the kickoff. It's a high one over the receiver's head, but that'll roll into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Not a bad result there to start off for the Colonials. Leominster will be taking the ball from the 20. Lopez and Cora in the backfield for Leominster. Lopez has 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Snap back, steps back, looks to the right, goes for the pass, able to complete that. Just short of the 40, but a first down right away here for Leominster. Good route run there. Kenny able to push him out of bounds, but not before a 20-yard pass is complete. Leominster moving the ball up quickly now. Quick handoff to Cora. Cora breaks right, able to get through. He's trying to speed away. Takes 2 defenders with him all the way past the Shrewsbury 40. So a 20-yard pass and a 20-plus yard run there. The gain there by Cora. And very early in this game, Leominster is moving the ball very efficiently. And again, Lopez now with Cora to his right. Got 2 receivers to his left. Quick look on the slant. Good hit there, but the completion is made. And that'll be just enough to pick up the first down. So the Blue Devils now with the ball just outside the 25, but have now run 3 plays and picked up at least 10 yards on all of them. Similar formation again here. Snap back to Lopez. Looks to his left. Runs to his right. He's got no one there. Goes to the long pass. Into the end zone, and that'll fall incomplete. Good coverage there on Lepore. And it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Blue Devils. Ethan Lepore there for Shrewsbury on the tight coverage. And now Lopez taking from the shotgun. Hands it out to Cora. Cora has room to the right. Able to break 1 tackle. Gets taken down in the 2nd. But that'll be enough for a first down on the run by Cora. And another first down coming up here for Leominster from the Shrewsbury 13. Now Lopez steps back. Quick look to his left. Passes to the right. And the tackle's made. Good job there by Gallo. Able to close in on that. Leominster's able to pick up a gain of about 5 on that play before Gallo forces the man out of bounds. So now it'll be 2nd down and 5 coming up for Leominster. From the pistol. Steps back, looks to his right, goes for the quick pass. And that is complete. Pulled in, and that is a touchdown for Leominster. The coverage was tight, but Lopez was able to fit it in there. 9:43 remaining here in the first quarter. And the Leominster Blue Devils have gone up a touchdown on Shrewsbury. The extra point is blocked. So a positive sign there for the Colonial special teams, as they're able to keep this a 6-point game. But that blocked extra point about the only bright spot so far here for Shrewsbury. Leominster moving the ball very quickly and easily on that drive. But now the Colonials will look to respond. It's Gallo and Ketty back for Shrewsbury on the kickoff. That blocked extra point, the 2nd of the season for Shrewsbury. The kick is low. Not fielded cleanly by Gallo. But Gallo apparently never actually making contact with the ball, and so as it trickles out of bounds, it was deemed that it did so directly from the foot of the Leominster kicker. And as that's the case, the flag is thrown on the ball. It's going to come all the way up to the 35-yard line. So good starting field position here for Shrewsbury. The Colonials perhaps running a different look offense than what's been seen so far this season. The handoff goes nowhere. Now the snap was taken by Lepore. Taken by Lepore. The handoff to Montague for no gain. So it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up here for Shrewsbury. And it'll be Lepore again from what is traditionally the quarterback position. Snap back, hands off on the sweep. Trying to catch the outside, but tripped up is Ketty. He tried to take the corner, but got tripped up, perhaps into his own man who was on the block. And so that'll be a loss of 2 on the play. So 3rd and 12 coming up here for the Colonials. As they look to get something going with what most closely resembles a Wildcat offense. Lepore, again awaiting the snap. Lepore to his right, looks to pass. He's a lefty, goes long for Ketty, and that pass just tipped incomplete. Not a terrible pass by any means, but couldn't quite lead Ketty all the way. He had to cut back for it, and the Leominster defensive back was able to come back and make the play. A good defensive play there. And at 4th and 12, the Colonials will be forced to punt here from inside their own 35. High snap, but fielded. The punt's away. Does not take a favorable bounce for Shrewsbury. And it'll get down around the 43-yard line. So Leominster will take over right around midfield. From their own 20 last time, it only took them 7 plays or so to drive 80 yards for the touchdown. The Colonials' defense here will look to step up and make a stop. Snap back to Lopez. Looks to his right. And not on the same page with the receiver there, as that easily falls incomplete. And it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up here now for Leominster. Leominster running a similar look on every play they've run so far. The handoff to Cora. Cora finds some space to his left, cuts back to the middle, gets taken down just short of the 50. It'll be 3rd and about 3 coming up here for Leominster. They look to snap it quickly. The jump there by the Colonials. And that'll give Leominster the first down. The Colonials not even making them earn it on that series. So now 1st and 10 coming up here for Leominster. As the ball moves to the Shrewsbury 45-yard line. Lopez again with 2 to his left, 1 to his right. He's got Cora in the backfield. Hands off to Cora. Cora is able to power his way for about 6 yards. A good initial burst. He was able to pick up another yard or 2 after that initial contact. So a 2nd and 4 coming up here for the Blue Devils. And again, Lopez from the pistol with 2 to his right now. Looks for the long pass to the right, just out of reach. That was close. And a late flag coming there for the contact after the ball had fallen incomplete. We'll look to confirm if the referee is going to stick with the call. And it is deemed a personal foul. The hit was deemed late after the ball had fallen incomplete. Some more free yardage here for Leominster. And they'll have a fresh set of downs coming up. And they'll be snapping the ball from just inside the 25. The second Shrewsbury penalty, both times on a Leominster, or what would have been a Leominster 3rd down, giving them the first. Lopez to his right. Well, he'll take it himself. Eventually gets pushed out of bounds, but after a decent gain. And that should be enough for a first. It will be, and it'll be 1st and goal coming up now for Leominster. The ball is placed just inside the 10. Good pickup there for Lopez. And now inside the red zone, Leominster looks to punch one in. Hand off to Cora. Cora looking to his right. Shrewsbury able to penetrate into the backfield. Great play there for the Colonials defense. As that's the first negative play run so far by the Blue Devils. So the second goal coming up. Leominster now outside the 10. Well done there by Shrewsbury's defensive line as they look to make a stand here. Second and goal. Takes the handoff to Cora. Lopez looks. Scrambling. Chucks one into the end zone. And at the back of the end zone, he is in for the touchdown. Receiver got lost in the coverage. Was wide open in the back of the end zone. Just able to get those feet in. And that touchdown will put Leominster up 12-0 with 5.5 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. Now after the extra point was kicked on their first attempt, looks like Leominster might go for two here to make it a 14-0 game. So the 2-point try coming up here. Another man in motion. Lopez will take it himself. Able to find the hole, and he's in there for the 2-point conversion. So 14-0 is the score now. Shrewsbury able to slow Leominster on a couple occasions on that drive. But a couple penalties made it easier for the Blue Devils to drive down the field. And the Colonials find themselves down 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter. It'll again be Iagallo and Ketty back to receive the kick here for Shrewsbury. This time, kick more centered. Kick by Iagallo. He's able to find a hole. He breaks through. Gets by the kicker. And finally tracked down, but makes it all the way to the Leominster 30-yard line. Huge return there by Iagallo. And fantastic starting field position here for Shrewsbury. Looks like they're going to mark him at a 31. So a great opportunity here for the Colonials offense. But they'll still have to execute. Again, it'll be Ethan Lepore taking the snap. Lepore to his left with the blocker in front. Able to turn the corner. Picks up a nice chunk there. They'll give him about 7 yards on that rush. So 2nd and 3 coming up now for the Colonials. And again, Lepore in the quarterback position. Hand off to Montague. Montague able to pick up a few. That should be good for a first down. Doesn't get very far, but certainly gets enough. So 1st and 10 coming up here for Shrewsbury. Their first down of the game. And now inside the 20. Keddy and Hamza Adnan to the right. Lepore takes it, goes to the toss, but a flag on the snap. And that'll be against Leominster. Shrewsbury able to draw the Leominster line offsides. And so that'll move the ball up 5 yards for Shrewsbury on the first penalty of the game called against the Blue Devils. Again with Keddy and Hamza Adnan to the right. Lepore's got Montague with him in the backfield. Lepore with the toss to Montague. He looks to cut but slips. Couldn't handle the turf there. And that'll result in a loss of a few. Montague, a talented runner, would look to make a move on his man. But unable to execute on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 9 coming up now for the Colonials. The Colonials again running the same formation. One in motion. A handoff to Keddy. Keddy around to the left. Gets taken out of bounds. Does not pick up the first down, but does pick up a nice chunk on that play. So it'll be 3rd and short here for Shrewsbury. Clock winds down, under 3 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. Looks like it'll be about 2 yards to pick up the first. And while the Colonials might be in field goal range at this point, it's likely they would go for it on 4th down here, so long as they don't lose yardage on this play. High snap to Lepore. Toss to Iagallo. He's got some room to his right. He looks to turn the corner. He's able to pick up the first. So a good run there by Iagallo. And it'll be 1st and goal coming up here for the Colonials. Ball looks like it's marked around the 4. Again, the Colonials down 14-0 here in the first. That'll be Hamza 9 to the left. Cage to the right. Montague in the backfield. One in motion, the handoff to Montague. He runs it up the middle with power, right around the goal line, but he's marked short. Strong run there by Montague. And it'll be 2nd and goal coming up here for the Colonials inside the 1-yard line. Montague had about 4 defenders draped over him before he was finally taken down. It looks like he was within a couple inches of the end zone. So the Colonials will try it again. They're set tight. Against Montague. He's met in the backfield and taken down short of the end zone. It'll be 3rd and goal now here for the Colonials, as they look like they're back around the 2. And an injury timeout taken here. We'll be right back. We're back here in Shrewsbury. 3rd and goal coming up here for the Colonials from the 2-yard line. Minute and a half remaining here in the first. The Colonials find themselves down 14-0 to Leominster, trying to get on the board. Snap to Lepore. Toss to Montague. Not able to hit the hole, but he's in for the touchdown. Strong run from Montague there, able to pick up what he needed. The Colonials are able to pick up the score. Now they'll look to tack on the extra point to get to within 7. It is Stum on the extra point. It's up, but no good. So a combined 0 for 2 on extra points so far in this game for both these teams. And the score remains 14-6 in favor of Leominster. So again, it'll be Jacobo on the kickoff here for the Colonials. Able to earn a touchback on the first one, which is really never a bad result. Jacobo, another long kick. This time fielded right around the 5. Leominster takes it. They get past the 20, but get taken down inside the 25. But a flag is thrown immediately after the tackle was made. We'll wait for the official ruling from the referee. And an illegal block is called against Leominster. So good job there by the Jacobo on the long kick. Good job by the Shrewsbury special teams to get the tackle at the 25. But a Leominster penalty is going to push them back even further. And so now they'll have the ball just inside their own 15-yard line. So a good play there by the Colonial special teams, who have looked very solid so far tonight. And to start off, we'll see a handoff to Cora. Cora able to power his way through. And that might be enough for a first down. They'll be marked short, but Leominster looking to snap the ball quickly. Another handoff. A short game, but that'll be enough for the first down. And Leominster will now have themselves a 1st and 10 around the 27-yard line. In a similar set that we've seen so far here tonight, with Lopez in the pistol. He's got 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Looks for this quick screen. That's complete. But right there is Keddy. And he's able to get the tackle. So great job there by Keddy to close in. And not much of a gain, if anything, there for Leominster. And now there's a timeout on the field. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Leominster. We'll be right back. We're back here for the start of the second quarter in Shrewsbury. It's 2nd and 10 for Leominster, up 14-6. Lopez in the pistol has 2 to the short right side and 1 far over to the left. Steps back, takes his looks, runs up through the middle, and now he'll look for space. Shrewsbury eventually able to force him out of down, but it looks like he picked up the first. So Lopez proving he's got dual threat potential. First down for Leominster now. Snap back to Lopez. Rolls to his right. Goes to the quick pass. Well defended there. That did fall incomplete. Looked like the receiver had it in his arms. But the good defense there to force that incomplete pass. Probably only would have been a gain of 5 or 6 or so, but great job here by Shrewsbury to force now the 2nd and long. Lopez hands it off. Running around to the right. Pick up a 5 or 6. That was Reyes on the carry. Not quite as quick as Cora, but definitely strong. So that'll be 3rd, about 5 or 6 here for Leominster. Leominster hasn't seen too many 3rd downs tonight, and the couple times they have, Shrewsbury was able to award them first downs on penalties. Shrewsbury looking to stay disciplined to make a play here on defense. Play clock winding down. Snap back. Step back. The long pass. And that falls incomplete. Laporte tried to undercut it. It did go over his hands, but also went over the head of the receiver. So that falls incomplete. That'll be fourth down coming up here for Leominster. This could be a dangerous part of the field to go for it on fourth down, especially when you're not that close to the first down marker, but it looks like they're going for it. They're certainly lined up to do so. Lopez steps back now, might be going for the punt. He is. And a very good roll there for Leominster, going all the way to the end zone. Can they stop it? They cannot. Fortunate for the Colonials as it rolls all the way into the end zone, but still not a bad punt there. As Lopez was standing around his own 40-yard line. So the Colonial defense able to get the stop for the first time here tonight. And after scoring their touchdown, might have momentum on their side as they get the ball back. Four, set to take the snap. Kenny in motion. He'll take it to the left. Tries to hit the corner. Pushed out of bounds, but picks up a few on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Colonials. The Shrewsbury offense obviously looking very different without Vince Aquari on the field. No big gains yet for this offense, but they were able to manufacture a touchdown on their last possession. Laporte was right. Tries to cut back to the middle. Eventually gets taken down. And he might be back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll be 3rd and 9 coming up here for Shrewsbury. They are certainly too deep into their own territory to think about going for it on 4th. So they'll have to pick up all 9 here. Laporte with 2 to his right. Kenny in motion. Hands it off. Oh, no, fakes it. Goes to the short pass. That's complete to Tonelli. And they will mark him at the right yardage, so he'll get the first down. Good play action look there from Laporte. Good job by Tonelli to bring that down and make sure that he gained the yardage on his route. So a 1st and 10 coming up here for Shrewsbury. They're right around the 31-yard line. Laporte set for the snap. Hands it off to Iagallo. Iagallo up the middle. Able to pick up about 9 in the play. Good run there from Iagallo. And just short of the first down. But a 2nd short coming up here for Shrewsbury. So Hamza on to the left, Kenny to the right. Tonelli moves to the right side. And flags at the snap. That looks like it'll be against Leominster. That's their second such penalty so far tonight, so that'll give the Colonials a first down. And move the ball closer to midfield. So 1st and 10 coming up here for Shrewsbury. Ball at the 45. Montague back in the game now. Hand off to Montague, and he gets swallowed up immediately. There'll be a loss in the play. And it'll be 2nd and about 12 coming up here for the Colonials. Fortunate spot given there. Referees ruled that not even a full yard was lost in the play. And so as Jed Ellis steps over the ball, that'll be 2nd, a little more than 10 coming up here for Shrewsbury. Ketty in motion. Laporte takes it himself. Squirts up the middle for a few. It'll be 3rd and about 7 coming up here for Shrewsbury. This is a part of the field where the Colonials can at least consider going for it on 4th down. But on their own side of the 50, it would be huge for them if they could pick this up here. 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Colonials. Two receivers set to the left. Tonelli moves left to right. Laporte takes it, rolls to his left. The lefty throws, and he's got Hamza on wide open, and he's able to run forward. He got all the way past the 20. Huge completion there for the Colonials. Their biggest play of the game. And they'll have a 1st and 10 at around the 17-yard line. Big play there for Shrewsbury. The 2nd straight time they were able to convert on 3rd and long. Now with a little over 4 minutes here remaining in the first half. The Colonials looking to cash in on an opportunity to maybe tie this game up. One in motion. Hand off to Ketty. He's able to make a move. Break to the right. And he's able to get in for the touchdown. Ryan Ketty with the score. The handoff across and the big touchdown run for Ketty. And that'll make it 14-12. Leominster still with the lead for now. But as Shrewsbury looks to go for the 2-point conversion to tie this game up, the timeout is called. And we'll be back for the 2-point conversion right after this. A 2-point conversion attempt coming up here for the Colonials. Down 2 points, just over 4 minutes remaining here in the half. The Colonials look to tie the game. One in motion. The handoff. Steady again. Breaks one tackle. Tries to power through, but gets taken down short of the goal line. And so the score will remain 14-12 Leominster. But touchdowns in 2 straight possessions here for the Colonials after getting a stop on Leominster's offensive possession. Shrewsbury might have momentum on their side. 4 minutes is plenty of time for Leominster to drive down the field and score again. So the Colonials getting the ball back after the half. A huge opportunity here for the Colonials defense to get a stop, keep this a 2-point game, and give themselves a good chance to win it in the second half. Again, it'll be Jacobo on the kickoff for Shrewsbury. Both kickoffs he's had so far have been solid. Again, 2 back deep for Leominster. Jacobo's to the right, gets fielded around the 7. Taken out. Shrewsbury able to meet him around the 20. Finally taken down around the 22. Again, fantastic coverage by the Shrewsbury kicking team. This will actually be the best starting field position that Leominster's had off a Shrewsbury kickoff so far tonight. But not at all in a bad position is the Shrewsbury defense. Snap back to Lopez. He'll hand it off to Cora. He'll get tripped up, but able to pick up a gain of 6 or 7. So a good run by Cora to start off the Leominster drive. Leominster, as they have throughout the game so far, looking to move the ball quickly. Lopez is 1 to his right, 2 to his left. Takes the handoff, takes it himself, runs to the left. He's able to turn the corner. Shrewsbury finally able to force him out of the bounds, but Lopez gets all the way to around the 50-yard line. And he'll be marked right at midfield with a little over 3 minutes remaining here in the half. Again, Leominster holding the 2-point lead, but Shrewsbury does get the ball at the half. Hand out to Cora. He's up the middle. Picks up about 4, but Shrewsbury there able to stand him up. And now again, Cora from the, or I should say Lopez from the pistol. With Cora behind. Quick handoff. He's able to get to the right side. Can't get past that second layer. But a pickup of about 10 yards there for Cora. It'll be 1st and 10 coming up here for Leominster. And as the clock approaches 2 minutes here remaining in the half, even if Shrewsbury gets the ball back, it's unlikely they'll have enough time to do anything with it. So the Colonials relying on their defense here to keep this a 2-point game. Lopez keeps himself, takes a hit, and rolls to about the 30. So it'll be 2nd and about 3 coming up here for the Colonials after the Lopez keeper for about 7. Lopez steps back. Shrewsbury providing pressure. He throws it away. But a great job there by the Shrewsbury defensive line. The Colonial sideline looking for a flag for intentional grounding. The referee thinks it over and throws the flag. And so a huge break there for the Colonials. Great job by that defensive line to break through. Good job by the secondary to maintain a tough coverage and not give Lopez anywhere to throw the ball. And so from the spot of the foul, the referee is going to mark that all the way back at the Leominster 48. So third and very long coming up here for Leominster. And unless they can pick up about 20 on this play, Shrewsbury will be able to force them to punt. There is enough time left on the clock that if Leominster went forward on a 4th down for this part of the field, it would give Shrewsbury a chance to score. Shrewsbury, again, pressure in the backfield. Lopez goes to the long pass, but that'll go well over everybody's head. The coverage there by Ayagallo. And a great defensive stand there for the Colonials. 1:05 remaining on the clock. And Shrewsbury forcing what surely has to be a punt here from Leominster. Leominster has their offensive personnel on the field right now. Now, again, this is 4th down with about 25 yards to gain. Shrewsbury's secondary back very deep. Again, Lopez steps back. He'll punt it himself. And a fair catch called for. Fielded by Ketty inside the 20-yard line. But a good job there by Shrewsbury's defense to stop Leominster on this last drive of the half, knowing they get the ball back to start the second half. Shrewsbury still trailing by 2 points, 14-12 the score. And with 57 seconds remaining in the half, we'll see what the Colonials offense wants to do. So Lepore with 2 to his left. Lepore will take it himself to the left. He's got some room in front of him. And he'll run the ball out of bounds. After a gain of about 3. So Lepore running out of bounds there might mean that the Colonials are looking to make something of this opportunity. We want a motion. Lepore with the handoff. Montague on the carry, but he's short of the first down. The clock's still winding down. Looks like neither team has any desire to call a timeout right now. It'll be 3rd and about 1 coming up here for the Colonials. Who may not need to snap the ball. Letting the clock wind down now. but they're content letting the clock run to 0. And as the clock does hit 0, 14-12 the score after the first half. A much better half for the Colonials than what they were able to execute last week against Grafton. Shrewsbury will get the ball at the half and look to take the lead. Second half of Shrewsbury Colonials high school football coming up next. We are back here in Shrewsbury for the start of the second half. The Colonials trail Leominster 14-12, but are receiving the ball in the second half. Now, other than the possession that they had to end the half when they started inside the 20 with less than a minute to go, the Shrewsbury had scored touchdowns on the previous two drives. And we'll look to continue that offensive success and take the lead here early in the second half. Return on the kickoff by Ketty. Gets past the 30. So not a bad return there for Ketty. The Colonials offense looks to take back over. Ball will be placed at around the 32. So again, this is the Ethan Lepore-led Shrewsbury Colonials offense. Lepore looks around. He's got Tonelli moving right to left. He's got two to his right, one with him in the backfield. Teddy in motion. The handoff to Montague. Montague able to power through and pick up a few after that initial contact. So a 3-yard gain there. Montague probably earned 2 of those yards by himself. And a 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Colonials. Hamza Adnan and Ketty out to the left. Lepore's got Montague with him in the backfield. Lepore to the left. He'll take it himself. He's got some room in front. And he's able to scurry for a first down. Good start here to the half for the Colonials. They'll have the ball at their own 46. 1st and 10 coming up here. Lepore checking the sideline for the play. And with Gallo in the backfield now. Lepore looks to take the snap. 2 to his left. Ketty now in motion. Hand off to Gallo. He's up the middle. And he's able to pick up a nice chunk. They'll give him 5 on the play. So a good job by the offensive line there for Shrewsbury to provide that hole for Gallo. And it'll be 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Colonials. Hamza 9 to the right. Ketty to the left. Montague in the backfield now. Ketty in motion. Lepore taking himself up the middle. He's able to break through. Eventually taken down. But not before he's able to pick up a first down himself. Great run there by Ethan Lepore. And it'll be a 1st and 10 coming up here for the Colonials from the Leominster 34-yard line. Sinelli set up on the right side. Again, it's Montague in the backfield. Lepore looks to take it himself. He's got Montague out in front. Lepore will slide down. Decent gain there by Lepore. The Colonials have been efficient so far to start the second half on this drive. 2nd and 4 coming up here for Shrewsbury. Hamza Adnan to the left. Keddy to the right. Hand off to Montague. He gets past the line of scrimmage, but does not get far. So a good job there by the Blue Devils defense to close in on Montague. And it'll be a 3rd and 4 coming up here for Shrewsbury. Outside field goal range, the Colonials would likely go for a 4th down if they're not able to convert here. We'll start with Hamza Adnan and Keddy to the right. Tonelli on the left side of the line. It's Iagallo in the backfield with Lepore. Keddy in motion. Lepore gives it to him. Keddy looks to get to the left side, but gets taken down. That'll be a loss in the play. So now a 4th and about 5 coming up here for the Colonials. It's a long way to go for a 1st down on 4th, but at this point in the field, punting the ball doesn't advance it much further. And though a field goal would give you the lead, you'd be looking at about a 46-yarder from here. So the Colonials will go for it on 4th. Iagallo in the backfield. Lepore to his right. He'll take it himself. Looks to make a cut. Picks up a few, but that will not be enough for the 1st down. Leominster gets the stop. And a turnover on downs will give Leominster the ball right around their own 25-yard line. So Shrewsbury was able to move the ball on that drive, but did come up short. So Leominster will take back over, still with a 2-point lead. We'll see what the Blue Devils offense has ready for the second half. Start with a handoff. Shrewsbury can't make the tackle. There's a flag on the play. The result was a run of about 10 yards. And face mask is the call. So it already would have been a 1st down. Shrewsbury tacking on more yardage here for the Blue Devils. The 2nd personal foul penalty of the game here for Shrewsbury. And that'll allow Leominster to advance all the way to the 46. So lining up right around the logo is Leominster. 1st and 10 here. Lopez is one to his left, 2 to his right. He'll hand it off. Core tries to get to the right side. Great job there by Shrewsbury. And that's a tackle for a loss there by Darius Gibbons. So a great play there for Shrewsbury. It'll be 2nd and 11 coming up here for Leominster. Lopez now looking at a 4-receiver set. Quick slant to the left. Is he able to complete that pass? Slot receiver able to pick up some more, 2 on the play. He'll get the first. Gain of about 13 there for the Blue Devils. And they'll have a 1st and 10 now on the Shrewsbury half of the field. That was the first 4-receiver set we've seen so far tonight from Leominster. Lopez will keep it himself. Tries to break through. Does get taken down, but he's able to pick up the first down himself. Gain of about 15 there for Lopez. He's had a lot of success rushing the ball so far tonight. And another first down here coming up for Leominster. Lopez looks for the quick pass. Able to get it. That is complete for a first down. Still not down. Finally gets taken down. But that's still good for a first down for the Blue Devils. In the first half, Lopez was scrambling, looking to make some big plays, but some quick passes here on this drive for the Blue Devils. Some slant and hitch routes of Lopez, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Leominster moving the ball up very quickly. Hands off to Reyes. He breaks through to the left and almost untouched. He's in for the touchdown. There's a flag on the play, though. And there's a hold going against Leominster. So that'll come all the way back. So a huge break there for the Colonials. Because of where the hold was, the ball doesn't come all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 1st and 9. Another handoff to Reyes. Up the middle. Shrewsbury able to bring him down right around the 8-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and about 4 coming up now for Leominster. Leominster needs to get to around the 4-yard line to pick up the first down. Another quick handoff to Reyes. He's around to the left. And in for the touchdown. Contact was made, but in too deep. Reyes was taken down, but was able to cross the goal line. And that touchdown will put Leominster up 20-12. So it is currently an 8-point game, a 1-possession game. But Leominster has the opportunity to tack on more here. Now, of course, they only need the 1 point to make this a 2-possession game. But it doesn't look like the extra point is what they're going for. It looks like the Blue Devils will attempt the 2-point conversion. Now, so far tonight, they're 0 for 1 on the extra point and 1 for 1 on the 2-point conversion. Lopez takes it. He fakes it, runs to the right. Was he able to get in? He was. He got there. The conversion is good. And that'll give Leominster the 22-12 lead, a 10-point lead for Leominster here. Lopez faked the handoff, took it himself, was able to reach the pylon. So a 10-point deficit here for the Colonials, as they'll receive the ball with a little less than 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. There was a flag on the play. Looks like it might have been an unsportsmanlike conduct. And it's going against Leominster. It was after the play, so the two-point conversion still stands, but the kickoff will now get pushed back. So they'll be kicking from their own 25. Now, the Leominster kickoffs have not been great so far tonight. Ketty and Igallo currently standing around their own 25-yard line. They're looking to give the Colonials some good starting field position here. Fielded around the 30. Ketty past the 40. To the 50. Still up. Gets to the 40. Finally tripped up. Gets back around to around the Leominster 35. So a great return there from Ketty. That penalty certainly coming into play there. So it will be good starting field position here for the Colonials, as they'll look to punch one in here and bring this game closer. Shrewsbury will start on the 37-yard line. Hamza 9 and Ketty out to the left. Sakaya Gallo in the backfield. Tonelli will move to the right side of the line, again from the 37. Laporte to his left. Tries to shed a tackle, throws the ball. And that gets knocked down. There was a Leominster defender just waiting for it. Ryan Harvey able to knock it down. Ryan Harvey had set up as a fullback, so would be considered an eligible receiver. And whether or not he was able to, he could have possibly made a catch there, I'm not sure. But more importantly, saving what would have been an interception in all likelihood. And so now it'll be 2nd and 10 here for the Colonials from the 37. Ketty in motion. Hand off to Igallo. He's able to gain a yard or so, but driven back. So it'll be 3rd and long coming up here for the Colonials. 3rd and about 8. If the Colonials can pick up a good chunk here, they'd like to go for it on 4th down. But if not, this is an awkward part of the field to be going for it on a 4th and long. A tight set here for the Colonials. Laporte fakes the handoff, rolls to his left. Looks to make a pass, complete to Tonelli. And he's out around the 20 for a 1st down. Great job there by Laporte. He sold that run the whole way until he saw he had Tonelli open. He had the ball tucked so well, he never even found the laces with his fingers. Was able to complete the pass. So a 1st down here for Shrewsbury. With just under a minute and a half remaining here in the 3rd. Snap to Lepore. Hand off to Iagallo. He's able to shimmy past one defender, make his way to the 15, so pick up a 5 there for Iagallo. Decent run for him. So that'll be second and about 5 here for the Colonials. So clock winding down under a minute here. Hamzadnan to the right. Keddy to the left. Finelli moves to the left side. Report Iagallo. Iagallo looks to move to the left. Just barely gets past that first tackler. But a decent pickup nonetheless. It'll be third and short coming up here for Shrewsbury. Clock winding down here in the third quarter. The Colonials will step away from the ball and let the clock wind down. So as the clock approaches 0, 22-12 the score. Leominster currently in the lead. Shrewsbury with a third and short coming up. Looking to score here on this drive and bring this game closer. The fourth quarter in Shrewsbury coming up next. We're back here for the fourth quarter in Shrewsbury. The Colonials trail Leominster by 10 points here. We have a third and 1 coming up here. They're just outside the 10-yard line. The 10 is the line to gain. Lepore has Iagallo in the backfield with him. One to his left, one to his right. Lepore will take it himself. He's up the middle. He's able to pick up the first down. Gain of about 3 on the play, so a good keeper there by Lepore. Able to find the hole. Good job by that line to give him that space. And it'll be first and goal coming up here for the Colonials from the 8-yard line. Again, down 10 points. A touchdown here. Still does not tie this game up. But the Colonials are very much in this game right now. With one emotion. Lepore hands it off to Iagallo. Iagallo makes his way all the way towards the goal line. Leominster thinks he fumbled the ball. And now the call is made. There's a turnover at the 1-yard line. It looked like one official had marked him down, but the closest official saying the ball was out. And a turnover at a bad part of the field. And Leominster will now take the ball over at the 1-yard line. The first turnover of the game. Leominster has the ball now. Shrewsbury's defense now looking to come up big. Lopez trying to draw Shrewsbury off sides. Play clock winding down. Hands it off. There's room to the right. And And Lepore able to force them out of bounds. But a decent pickup there for Cora. Doesn't pick up the first, but certainly gives Leominster some breathing room there. So it'll be 2nd and 3 coming up here for Leominster. Lopez with 2 to his left and 1 to his right. He'll keep it himself. Able to get past a couple defenders. Still up. And eventually he's guided out of bounds right around the 20, but that will be enough for the first down. Some broken tackles there by Lopez. And a first down here for Leominster at about the 21-yard line. So 1st and 10 here for Leominster. Again, the same set. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Hand off to Cora. He's up the middle. Shrewsbury's able to bring him down, but not before a gain of about 4. Now down 2 scores here. Shrewsbury really cannot afford for Leominster to score a touchdown. That would likely make it a 3-possession game if they were able to tack on an extra point or a 2-point conversion. And with the way Shrewsbury's moved the ball so far in this game, they do have 2 touchdowns. But to have to get 3 in this 4th quarter might be too tall a task. So Shrewsbury will need to get a stop here. 2nd and 6 coming up here for the Blue Devils. The handoff to Cora. He runs around to the left. And untouched until he was forced out of bounds. Close to the 50. Another first down for Leominster. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Leominster at their own 46. Two to the right, 1 to the left. Lopez is 1 in the backfield from the pistol. The handoff to Cora. Gets to the right of the line. But gets taken down after a gain of 6. So a 2nd and 4 coming up here for Leominster. As they'll snap the ball from the logo. Now under 9 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Leominster does have a 10-point lead. Again, Shrewsbury cannot afford to give up a score here on this drive. They need to find a way to get the ball back if they want to stay in this game. Lopez keeps himself. Shamies runs into his own blocker, but Shrewsbury can't get him down. He's got room to his left. Finally gets taken out of bounds around the 25. Another first down here for the Blue Devils. Lopez remaining elusive. Able to break tackles. And a first down here for Leominster. Ball marked at the 25. And Leominster moving the ball with ease right now. And Lopez again from the pistol. Takes the handoff. There's pressure in the backfield. He chucks the ball up. And in the interception. It's Isaiah Gallo. There's a flag on the play. 2 officials threw a flag as the tackle was being made or just after the tackle. Fantastic job by Shrewsbury. The line to force the throw, the errant throw. And Isaiah Gallo waiting for that as it came down. Shrewsbury with a big turnover. We'll wait to see as the referees confirm the penalty. The call is a personal foul for a face mask against Leominster. So Gallo with a big interception, forcing a turnover now. And even though it was deep in their own territory, Shrewsbury will have the benefit of the face masking penalty, advancing the ball now. So 8:18 remain here in the fourth. The Colonials are down 10 points. They will need 2 scores. But they'll be starting off just inside their own 30. So maybe momentum back on the side now of the Colonials. As again, they will need 2 scores in this fourth quarter. And they'll also have to fit in a defensive stop as well. 2 to the right here for Lepore. Takes the handoff. Rolls to his right. He throws it up. And just off the hands of Hamza Adnan. It was a difficult catch to make. Just couldn't get himself turned around to bring it down. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Colonials. That might have been as long a shot as the Colonials have taken so far on any passing plays so far from Lepore. So now 1 to the left and 1 to the right for Lepore. Takes the handoff again. Goes for Tonelli. Tonelli's able to bring that down and pick up another 10 while he's there. Lepore put that where nobody but Tonelli could reach it. Tonelli able to wait for it to come down. And now there's an injury on the field. It'll be a first down for the Colonials when we come back. We're back here in Shrewsbury. The Colonials down 10, but have a first down at midfield. Lepore has 2 to his left and 1 to his right. Ketty in motion. The handoff to Ketty. Tries to get all the way to the right. And able to gain a couple on the play, but could not hit that corner. I think that was Hamza Adnan there who, for a couple of seconds, was able to block 2 Leominster defenders. So at least give Ketty a chance there. But it'll be 2nd and 8 coming up here for the Colonials. Calvin Sango checking into the game for Shrewsbury, tight end. Moore takes a snap. Moves to his left. He's got room. And he's able to scurry out of bounds for a first down. Looks like it might have been an RPO there. Good decision there from the Lepore. Had the space, had the blocker, able to pick up the first. And a 1st and 10 now at the 40-yard line for Shrewsbury with 7 minutes remaining here in this fourth quarter. Derek Scheimer set all the way to the left here for the Colonials. Lepore looks to his right, has to move, feeling pressure, and he'll flip the ball out of bounds. So good decision there from Lepore, not taking any risks. It'll be a 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Colonials. Scheimer will check out, and Sanger will check back in. But it's Hamza at 9, and Ketty out to the right now for Lepore. Leominster showing blitz. Lepore fakes the handoff. Able to leave a short pass. A broken tackle. Flags in the play. And a run all the way to 25 for Ryan Harvey. Likely a face mask penalty coming as well to add on to that. Lepore able to drop one into Harvey. And face mask is the call. So a good pickup there, and the penalty will advance that even further. So it'll be a first down here for Shrewsbury. And that ball is going to move all the way up inside the 15-yard line. So great field position right now for the Colonials as they look to punch one in. Under 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth. The Colonials down 10. Ketty in motion. The handoff to Iagallo. He goes nowhere, though. Tackled for a loss. That'll come back outside the 15. Thomas Dowling checking in here for Shrewsbury. As the clock now approaches 6 minutes. Shrewsbury could settle for a field goal here on this possession, but they need a score. They're going to call a timeout to talk it over. We'll be right back. We're back here in Shrewsbury following the timeout. 6:03 remain here in the fourth quarter. The Colonials are down 10 points. They have the ball right around the 15-yard line, but a second and long coming up. Ketty and Hamza on out to the left. Laporte's got Ayagala with him in the backfield. Lepore moves to his left. Ayagala with the block. Lepore throws it. And that'll be out of bounds. Incomplete is the ruling. The Leominster defender came down with the ball. And the referee saying that he came down in bounds. So it's a good interception and a touchback, the ruling. And so the first interception thrown of the game here for Shrewsbury. And that is the second time that they've turned the ball over inside the 5-yard line. So now first down here for Leominster at the 20. And down 2 scores. Shrewsbury has to get the ball back, and they have to do so quickly. The handoff to Cora. Great job there by the line. Cora goes nowhere. Picked up 1 at most on that play. So a good start to the drive for the Colonials defense. But down 2 possessions. The clock will soon start to become the enemy of the Colonials, as Leominster may be content to let the clock wind down on each play they run. Two to the left, 1 to the right here for Lopez. The handoff to Cora. Breaks to the right. He's got blockers ahead of him. He's able to run for a first down. Eventually goes out of bounds, but does pick up the first. We're under 5 minutes to go here now in the game. Leominster with a 2-possession lead and the ball. Lopez hands it off to Cora. Cora with a good run there. Doesn't pick up the first, but does gain 8 or 9 yards in that run. Shrewsbury is going to need a stop. And they need it quickly. Lopez. Again, hand off to Cora. He's able to make a move and make his way all the way to past the 50. So another first down here for Leominster. And a timeout by Shrewsbury. They'll stop the clock. But again, down 2 scores with a little over 4 minutes remaining. Leominster has the ball. Shrewsbury is going to have to get a stop on this series or force a turnover. Time is not on their side. Not only do they have to get the ball back, but they'll have to manage 2 scores in what will likely be less than 4 minutes. Their offense so far tonight has not been explosive. It's looked efficient at times. But they're going to need to make some big plays on both sides of the ball if they want to get a W here tonight. Now, the way the MIAA ranking system works, a loss by less than 14 points is more valuable than a loss by 14 or more points. But at this point in the season, I don't think that's what Shrewsbury is playing for. I think they'd love to find a miracle in their pocket and find some way to come out on top tonight. Lopez. And a similar look in the pistol. 2 to his right, 1 to his left. The handoff to Cora. And he'll get tripped up. But after a gain of 4. Leominster right now not showing any reason to respect the pass, as they're just looking to run the ball, run the clock out. We're under 4 minutes to play here. And a 2nd and 6 coming up here for the Blue Devils. Their handoff. Trapped in the backfield, though. Shrewsbury able to make the tackle. Great job there. They'll give him forward progress at the Shrewsbury 48. But still a 3rd and 8 or 9 coming up here for Leominster. Now the clock is winding down to around 3 minutes. It'll be under 3 minutes when Leominster snaps the ball. But Shrewsbury, at least with an opportunity here to get a stop, get the ball back. And as the play clock hits 1, Leominster will call a timeout. 2:38 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Leominster takes a timeout. It'll be 3rd and 9 when we come back. We're back here in Shrewsbury. 3rd and 8 coming up here for Leominster. The handoff to Cora. He's got room to his left. And he's forced out of bounds. But he's got enough for the first. And that might just be the game. Unless Shrewsbury can force a turnover here, even if Leominster doesn't pick up a first down, they'll likely be able to run the clock too low for Shrewsbury to have any chance at scoring twice here at the end of the game. So 1st and 10 here, just outside the 35 for Leominster. The handoff. Great job there by the Shrewsbury line. They converge in the ball carrier. And tackled for a loss there is Cora. So 2nd and 11 coming up here for Leominster. But by the time they snap the ball, there will be fewer than 2 minutes remaining. Leominster set with 2 to the right and 1 to the left. But with Cora in the backfield, he's been their only option on this drive. Again to Cora. Tries to get up the middle. Shrewsbury is able to bring him down. So a good play there by the Colonials defense. The Colonials call a timeout. There's 1:42 remaining here in the 4th. It'll be a 3rd and 7 coming up here for Leominster. If Shrewsbury wants any chance, obviously, they'll have to get a stop on this play, but even if they're able to do so, they might only have a minute left. If they're able to somehow force Core to fumble the ball here, that might save them approximately 40 seconds. But there is no doubt the Colonials will need a miracle if they want to pull off this win. Now again, because of that MIA ranking system, rewarding a team for winning by 14 points or more, even if Leominster is able to get a first down here but don't get much further, it is possible they'll still try to score, tack on points to help their own ranking, as they're currently within the playoff picture. So a 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Leominster. Shrewsbury desperately needs a stop. They fake the Cora. Lopez takes it himself, past the room, and he gets tackled. It should be short of the first down marker. And they're going to call that a first down. So now a minute 15 remaining here, and again, Leominster is trying to score. The handoff to Cora. He gets swallowed up. Tackle for a loss there, so Leominster has a 2nd and 12 coming up. But again, it does benefit Leominster to add on to this lead, win this game by more than 10. And so they might look to take a couple shots here. And at this point in the game, with what's likely no hope of winning, Shrewsbury just looking to spoil that. The long throw, and he hits his man coming across the middle for a touchdown. The first pass of the drive. And Lopez able to throw for a touchdown there with exactly 30 seconds remaining. That'll give Leominster a 28-12 lead. And so up 16 now. If they believe that Shrewsbury won't score again, it shouldn't matter whether they get 1 or 2 here. What they can't do is afford for Shrewsbury to score once they get the ball back. They are lined up to go for the 2-point conversion. It's unlikely to affect the true outcome. They're able to convert for the 3rd time this game. So that'll make it 30-12. .30 seconds remaining in this game. So Shrewsbury will receive this kickoff. Maybe try to break loose and get a score here. There's certainly no hope of winning the game at this point or even coming back and tying it up. Down 18 points here with 30 seconds left. But if they're able to somehow manufacture a touchdown here in the final 30 seconds to lessen Leominster's power ranking, then that's something that they could at least take with them into next week. Kickoff is low, received around the 20. And another good return here. Brought back almost to the 50. I think that was Bohanke on the return. But we have another injury on the field, so we'll take a short break. We're back here at Shrewsbury, closing out the fourth quarter. 21 seconds left. Shrewsbury is a first down, just inside their own side of the 50. Up the middle for a gain of about 6 or 7. And it doesn't look like Shrewsbury intends to run another play. They'll let the clock wind down, and 30-12 is going to be your final score here in Shrewsbury. The Colonials drop to 1-6 on the season. Their final game of the regular season is going to be November the 1st, 6 p.m. at Bridgewater Raynham. This is the final home game for the Colonials of the regular season. They are unlikely to qualify for the postseason this season, so we'll have to await for the 2-week schedule during those playoff weeks. And, of course, the Colonials will be home again the morning of Thanksgiving against Wachusett Regional. We hope to see you then.